So let me give you the 2026 Landlord Investor Playbook. What does it take to thrive, not just survive in 2026? Hi, I'm Jess.
I'm Adam.
We are forthelandlords.com. We help landlords start, scale and optimize. If you want more money, less hassle and your time back, this channel is for you.
Indeed.
So we've got 2026, what we think are going to be some key drivers to landlord success throughout the next year. Got a short list, but an important list.
Yeah.
So first thing.
Indeed. Everyone loves lists.
Yeah, well, we like a list, and we're thinking the things that are going to make a difference. Number one on our list was finance. I think you put it on there. So go on, you explain what you mean about finance, and in particular, interest rates related to finance, isn't it? I think that's what you're thinking.
Yeah, don't be scared by them. Just don't even worry about interest rates.
Yeah.
Don't waste time thinking if I keep holding off, they're going to come down even more. They're not going to come down much more. They're already at a workable level. Just get on with it.
We're noticing landlords who are going to be successful in 2026, they've got that mindset, they're shooting forward, they're refinancing now, they're getting their war chest together. The ones that aren't, and they're going to not have the cash there. We've got clients, I'm include myself amongst this, who are constantly forwarding, rolling over a capital pot into multiple deals. And it was definitely the case that 12 months, 18 months ago, some of that money became slower. It was tied up.
Yeah.
And either because refinances weren't happening, or a mental block in a landlord's head, or maybe even a real block. I definitely put a few on hold because I thought interest rates are coming down. I'll wait a couple of months, it'll be a bit cheaper. I personally got over that about 6 months ago. I see more and more landlords who are getting over that. They've got cash in the bank either now or it's coming in December, January, and they'll be the winners next year. So,
Indeed.
Next.
Limited companies, no?
Limited companies on next, yeah. Everybody's got to take their own advice on this. Limited company investing isn't for every landlord. If you've got cash and you've got
becomes so normal though.
It is now so normal.
Normal.
We would never say, we can't say just buying a limited company. I would be as strong as saying every single landlord or want to be landlord should be investigating and having a very in-depth conversation with their accountant or a trusted accountant, somebody, find a property specialist accountant and say, should I be investing in a landlord? And flip it on its head. Don't think of the reasons why you should. Tell me all the reasons I shouldn't invest in a limited company, and let's assume I am going to be invested in a limited company. It's flipped the other way. Let's not say, should I invest in a limited? Should I invest via a limited company? It's like I'm almost certain I'm investing in a limited company. Can you tell me any reason why I shouldn't? Because it's so normal now, and it makes such a difference. The reason this is on our list of things that's going to make a difference for a landlord in 2026 is, if you're not buying in a limited company, you're buying in your own personal mortgage. Google, get my tongue tied here. Own personal name. Google Section 24 tax. Just Google what that is. If you don't know, if you know that you know. If you're not buying in a limited company, I can't see the numbers stacking up. You can't offset your mortgage interest against your P&L, against your profits. It doesn't stack in most cases. So that's that one. Your third one on the list. It's not a side hustle.
Oh, I love that, yeah. You've got to treat it like a business. Now, property is very weird. You can go to the bank, ask for a loan, and they'll give you one to buy a house without showing them a business plan first. They probably wouldn't do that if you said you wanted a loan to set up a sandwich shop or something. Florists.
Nothing else.
No, yeah. So
it's an indicator of how good it is that they.
That's it. Of course, because they're just that happy to loan you the money.
Yeah.
However,
if you make loads of mistakes, I've still got a house, and that's still worth that. Thank you very much. Yeah.
However, you do need to treat it like a business. You're going to be buying it in a limited company, so it's official business. Yeah. Don't treat it like a side hustle. Yes, it's going to give you some extra income, but it's not a side hustle. No. And it's not easy. And nor should it be.
Look, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Over the last 5 years, you'll have seen in the news, maybe you're a landlord already, you'll be feeling this. Maybe you're thinking of being a landlord, but you're hearing things that, renters' rights bill. little things like, well, say Section 24 tax, making tax digital. The buy-to-let is dead in a newspaper. It's not. It's not dead. It's dead for the part-time dinner party landlord who is buying a house and without really any thought, treating it as a side hustle. It's more hassle than it's worth, particularly if you bought the wrong house in the wrong area, you're managing it the wrong way. If you do everything right, it is now as good as it's ever been, maybe even better, but you've got to treat it like a business. And all of these changes, tax changes, government changes, red tape, they are there and they're pushing landlords to be
Professional.
institutions, professionals. This idea that
It's fine.
Lloyd's Bank and John Lewis and BlackRock are buying property. Don't let that put you off. They can't buy as property as well as you can. You can buy a property for less than it's worth, add some value. You're buying one at a time.
Yeah.
If you're Lloyd's Bank, you've got to buy a housing estate, and you don't get as much of a deal on that. You just don't. You, as a property investor, singular individual, do better than the big corporates can do. You're more nimble. You can sniff out the bargains. But the idea that you've got to be a professional, it's in there now. It's there.
What's the next one? Knowledge up.
Knowledge up. You put knowledge
up.
Because
don't be scared
de-risks.
to. It de-risks it. Yeah. Now you can fall down a rabbit hole with anything, but with property, there's so many people on social media saying so many different strategies. Oh yeah. Hi. All these different strategies, all these ways you can make money fast, all that sort of stuff. You've got to knowledge up and be able to see through everything, and then, follow your own path.
Yeah.
But
plough your own furrow.
Yeah. But especially if you're just starting out, or if you're wanting to seriously grow, then you probably should be getting some expert advice, and you probably will have to pay a bit of money for that. But that's all right. You'd go to uni, or if you run your own business, you might pay a consultant to come in and help you when you're growing. Yeah, that would be seen as a good spend.
Yes, we do it.
Yeah,
we want to learn a thing.
Yeah.
Like bring that person in, get to tell them. Non-executive director on a board of it.
Yeah.
You get some advice. Knowledge up or outsource. Because there is a point you need to be knowledgeable enough to manage the person you outsource to, but you can just outsource as well. Don't try and do it all.
Yeah,
get to the point where I now understand that thing.
What you're saying is
outsourcing.
You could use a property sourcer. Like us.
Could, yeah.
We
absolutely, yeah. So,
we've got a training course as well.
Well, you could do all those things. This isn't meant to be a plug for that. But the landlords that make a success in 2026, not treating it as a side hustle, being professional, these two things linked in together. Because if you're going to be a professional, like getting a non-exec director on your board, getting a business consultant, that's the kind of thing that you've got to do. If you don't know that thing, find somebody who knows that thing, bring them into your business, work alongside them, put that skill set inside your property business.
Once you've knowledged up as well, you'll be able to talk with, Authority, thank you, yeah. Talk with such authority that people will then start wanting to partner with you. And there's plenty of people, more money is borrowed from private lenders half the time than from banks in property investing.
In the kind of property investing
kind of stuff we do.
Forward and going forward.
A lot of those people are prepared to loan someone some money or work with them and give away a big chunk of the profit, because that's then de-risking their investment, because they're investing in you. Yeah.
Okay. Final one, power team.
Yeah.
That's what we put down. Get your power team. The landlord who's going to make a success of 2026 has a very specialist power team. So broker, but not any broker.
No, buy-to-let specialist.
Buy-to-let specialist broker. Bookkeeper and accountant.
Specialist property.
Specialist. They're talking to you about limited companies. They're talking to you about how you could have a group structure if you're already a property owner. How
you can offset training and mentorship and things against
all those knowledge.
Absolutely,
they're all tax deductible, of course. Yeah, like any
your
consultant.
Average Joe accountant might not.
Might not know that. Yeah. People to give you advice on the Section 24 tax or pensions, SAS pensions. That accountant is going to be absolutely.
You need a specialist insurance broker too.
Yep. specialist solicitor, not just your local solicitor, on the parade down the high street.
Don't use the cheap free legals that come with the estate agent or whatever.
So if you're going to be not treating this as a side hustle, treat it as a real business, knowledge up, get that power team. So we think those are the big 5 levers that are going to make a massive difference. If you've got those switched the right way in 2026, off you go. If you've got any of those switched the wrong way, you might go off the wrong side of the tracks. So hopefully that's been useful. If you found it useful, please like, subscribe and share. Leave any comments you have in the comments, and we'll do our best to get around and answer those. So yeah, thanks very much for watching.
Cheers.
Bye for now.